Hello, welcome to Char Guitar. Are you having a hard time switching from one chord to another? You might be playing a song that you already know, one that you've learned well, but you can't quite get your chords to go smoothly when you're going from one to the next. Well then, sit tight because you're in the right place. We have a bunch of exercises in here that you can work on to help you get more fluid with that. Before we go any further, though, if you're having a hard time staying motivated and developing a consistent practice routine, then I would love for you to check out this free motivational guide I have in the description for guitarists. So please click on that, check it out, it'll help you get results. Let's jump right in. So for level 1 of chord transitions, I call this a fixed or a parallel movement. We're going to do two different chords, but they have the same exact fingering shape with the left hand, okay? So the first chord is an E major chord. To play that chord, you leave an open low E string, place your second finger, or your middle finger, on the second fret of the A string, place your ring finger on the second fret of the D string, place your first finger, your index finger, on the first fret of the G string, and then leave the bottom two strings B and E open. Just like that. So when you put it all together, you get this nice, warm, happy, open major E chord. Okay. So for level 1, we're going to keep that same fingering shape like I told you, but we're going to bring this down one set of strings, okay? From middle finger on the A string, we're going to start that on the D string, okay? So we're going to do an open A string, second finger, second fret of the D string, and then ring finger on the second fret of the G string, index finger on the first fret of the B string, and open E string. And when you put that all together, it sounds like this. A little darker, a little bit more mysterious sounding, but it'll add some variety within this chord change, even though the fingering stays the same, okay? So to finish off level 1, I want you to take some time and practice going from E major to A minor. So pause if you need to, practice that a few times, and then we can jump into level 2. So in level 2, we're going to use different chords, but some finger placement stays the same between these two chords. So from here, we're going to play a C major chord. You place your ring finger on the third fret of the the A string, like that. Middle finger on the second fret of the D string. This next part can be a little tricky if you haven't played this chord before. You're going to leave the G string open. Okay. And then you're going to place your first finger on the first fret of the B string. And then you're going to leave that bottom open E string open. Put it all together, it'll sound like this. Okay. So from here, the transition is going to go back to that A minor chord we did in level 1. But all you do is move that ring finger from the third fret of the A string to the G string, the second fret of the G string. So practice that a few times. And then put it all together. So you're transitioning to two different chords, but all you're doing is moving one finger. Okay. Now we can jump back to level 1 and put it all together. Practice that a few times. You can pause it if you need to. And when you're ready, we'll go to level 3 right now. So level 3, that's the final level in this video. So we're going to do different chords and different finger placements, okay? Completely different. So that's why we're at level 3 with that. So from here, we're going to do a G chord. So to play a G chord, you're going to place your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string. Place your index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. And then you play the D and G strings open. Place your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. And place your pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E string. Alright. Now from here, we're going to go back to that C major chord in level 2. Okay, we're going to go from C major to G major. Alright, so practice that a few more times, and then we can put it all together, all the levels, okay? Here we go, follow along if you can. So there you guys have it. Those are the 3 levels of chord transitions. When you're doing this, though, it will be helpful for you to visualize the next chord that is in whatever chord progression you're trying to play. So, for example, if you're on that G chord and you know that the C chord is the next upcoming chord in the chord progression, try to picture yourself playing that C chord in your mind as you're still on that G chord. So that way you're more prepared when it's time to play that C chord and make that fluid transition. So yeah, each level in this video can be used as its own separate exercise, or you can do what I did at the end of level 3 and work your way up to combining them into one whole song. You don't have to use the exact chords in this video. I encourage you to be creative with this and try to find your own chords to make your own exercises with this. Yeah, let me know what chords you guys end up using for this. Let me know what level you're at with it. And so when you're doing this and you're starting slow and you're working your way up to speed, you should be able to get those fluid, smooth chord transitions and be able to keep up with whatever song it is you're trying to play. So, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you're a guitarist and you're having a hard time staying motivated or developing a consistent practice routine, then please download that free PDF guide in the description below, and it'll help you stay motivated. It's scientifically driven and free. So, again, thank you so much for watching, and take care.